Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Now this is just a quick clip from the History 101 program that's on the Netflix. Lord willing, they don't, take this down, but I'm just recording this quick clip from the show, from the program. And this is basically, this episode's called The Rise of China. All right, and it basically shows you how they become a economic superpower on the planet, man. All right, which is all prophecy. It's only a little quick, short clip of how they've got a global dominance. It's definitely worth watching because this show, this program just shows you little things in history, but in quick 20-minute episodes where you can, soak up some of the information. But hey, this episode is heavy, man, because it basically shows you, how China became that economic superpower, man. All right. And it goes into prophecy pretty much of them having that power today, the weak getting risen up. But then also, it goes into why these Moabites are so proud today, man. All right. Because they really think that, they're going to rule next. And if you used to look at things carnally and the economy and the wealth they've amassed, all right, and the armies that they have, you'd think that they would rule the world next. But it's not so. Yahweh Shai is going to bring them down. He's raised them up on an earthly level for prophecy's sake. So I'm going to play this and I'm going to read some scriptures.
More of a glancing blow. Soon, they're ready to rise again. Using its newfound economic leverage, China starts quietly investing in far-flung developing nations in Africa and Asia.
There's videos, that have come out. I just mentioned that they've basically started investing, in 2015. They had a strategy where they were going to start going around the planet and pretty much investing in far-flung countries. It said Africa, Asia, more poorer countries, so-called third world. And there's plenty of videos coming out now where, they're basically in those countries, taking liberties with the indigenous people that live there, whether they're in Ethiopia, whether they're in parts of Nigeria. They don't have no care for the actual people. They are parts of Ghana, Gambia, because they're everywhere, and they're basically building infrastructure there. But there's a price for that, all right? Because they're draining the resources from those places, making their lands rich. All right. They follow the same model as Esau pretty much. But that's how proud these Moabites are, man. There's videos that come out, from various so-called African countries, and they show you the racism of these Moabites over there, man. There's plenty of videos on that.
One of the most ambitious policies is called the Belt and Road Initiative. A vast series of infrastructure projects around the globe. These include a 12,000-kilometer railway stretching from Yiwu in coastal China all the way to London. A massive network of highways connecting eastern China to Pakistan's deep water ports. And a 1,833-kilometer pipeline that can carry natural gas from Turkmenistan across Central Asia to the Chinese border. Around the world, China has invested more than $1 trillion in infrastructure projects across dozens of countries. This latest strategy of China's newest leader, Xi Jinping.
That's the clip pretty much, but, that shows you, these Moabites, their pride has increased, man. They really think that they're going to be the next to rule, but the Lord's going to bring them down, man. All right, this is Jeremiah 48:29. All right, it says, the reason why you've been risen up is to come up against Babylon, to come up against America, all right? To come up against the Edomites, to destroy them. That's why you so-called Chinese have been risen up. That's why the lesser countries, India and whatnot, they've been risen up with nuclear weapons, man. All right. In Jeremiah 48:29, it says, we have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and the haughtiness of his heart. And that's these Moabites, man. They're proud. It says, this is the Lord saying that, man. We have heard the pride of Moab, all right? They're proud, man. They look down upon you Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans. They look down upon us Israelites, man, all right? And when you go into the history, they've at one point had us in slavery also, man, all right? So it says, we have heard, and they still got us in slavery because they're in all these different countries on the west coast of Africa and all different parts of Africa. And what are they doing? They're basically getting cheap labor and abusing the indigenous population there, man. So it says, we have heard the pride of Moab. He is exceeding proud. His loftiness and his arrogancy and his pride and the haughtiness of his heart, man. Right? It says he is exceeding proud, man. So their pride is heavy, man, on these so-called Chinese people. Their pride is heavy, man. All right, and they're very proud against us Israelites, man. And we see that in society here because you have a lot of so-called Chinese Moabites in Britain, and they're proud when they see us, man. They live in these cities and stuff in these plush apartments, and they're proud when they see Jake, man. They look down upon us. They look at us like serfs, man. And they're mega heathens just like Esau, man. So this is what we're dealing with out here, man. The pride of the nations, all right, which the Lord is gonna bring down, man. But you can see why these so-called Moabites are proud because they really think they're gonna be the next to rule, man. When they're going straight into slavery with their daddy, the so-called white man, man. Jeremiah 15 and 46, all right. No, Salakia, this is 2nd Ezra 15 and 46. It says, and thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon and art glory of her person. Yeah, and thou, Asia, that art partaker of the hope of Babylon. Because they're partakers with the so-called white man, all right? How the hell did the land of China become what it is today? By becoming the global exporter of the planet, man, all right? They sell loads of goods around the world, man. And that show goes into that, all right? And who's the biggest consumer? Babylon, America. So Asia got rich off of Babylon, man. So it says, and thou, Asia, thou art partakers of the hope of Babylon. Yeah, because they're partakers with America, with the so-called white man. They go hand in hand, man. All right? They've gotten rich together, pretty much. All right? So it says, and the glory of her person, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. Yeah, they've made themselves, basically, the so-called Moabites follow the blueprint of the so-called white man. All right? And it goes into that. In that show, it says that they're using, this is what the globe, they say, they're using their money as like a form of a sword, whereas Esau went and conquered the world with the sword, conquered Africa and whatnot, put our people in slavery by force of the sword, all right? Whereas now the so-called Chinese, they're doing the same thing, but with the money. They're going in there with the infrastructure and making deals, but it's the same devil, man. They're really enslaving Jake, man. So it says, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. All right? So that's pretty much going into the link between Asia and Babylon, man. All right? And it's true, when you check out, because this is something you always see, whenever you see the so-called Chinese woman, you be seeing them with, or Asian women, you be seeing them with the so-called white man over here in England or in America, and they think they have God in their hands, man. To them, that's like the pinnacle man to get, all right? The pinnacle man to get is like the so-called white man, the Edomite male, all right? But that's all coming to its end. Your wicked conglomerates, your wicked relationships between each other, between these nations, that's going to come to its end, man, all right? The Moabites, you ain't ruling nothing, man. You gone in slavery, man. Okay? You gone in slavery just like your daddy, the so-called white man. You going down, man, together. All right? This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. And that woe is, Old English meaning destruction. So this is destruction's coming onto Babylon, which is America, and Asia, which is, Japan, China, South Korea, North Korea, the land of the Moabites and Ammonites. You're going to be destroyed, man. All right, gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Beware all your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. There you go. So there you go. This is the future for you, man. The Lord said your destruction is at hand, man. All right. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? That's the nuclear missiles, because this is how this world is going out. This society is going to go out by the nuclear destruction, all right? The whole world is going to get... Shanghai is getting pelted with nuclear missiles, man. Hong Kong is going to get pelted with nuclear missiles, all right? Tokyo is going to get pelted with nuclear missiles, as well as Babylon, which is America. But the whole world, there's going to be a nuclear destruction upon this earth, man. So it says, a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood? Or may one quench the fire in the stubble when it have begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, which is the arrows of the archers, the nuclear missiles, man. It says the mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? Exactly. So there's going to be destruction, man. All right. And when the Lord puts the spirit on the nations to shoot the arrows, the nuclear missiles upon each other, no one's turning them back. All right. They're going to hit their targets. And that's how this wicked society is going to go out, man, including parts of Asia, man. All right. The pride of this place the pride of these nations is going to be brought low, man, beginning with a so-called white man first, because he's our number one enemy that we're under right now. All right. Just as China's economy got rich during really after Mao Zedong, just as their economy started to boom because they made everyone factory workers and started exporting things to the world. How did Babylon, which is America's economy, now the so-called Moabites their country is reaching the economy of America, that's right, America, money-wise, right? They're about to overtake it if this place goes to continue. But then how did America get rich? You have to ask yourself that, right? America got rich off the back of so-called Negroes, man, Hispanics, Native Americans, slavery. That's how America's economy boomed, all right? That's how America became the global superpower off of the backs of Jake, man. So this nuclear destruction and the return of Yahushua is going to be the judgment upon you nations, man, all right? And the next to rule is going to be so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American peoples under Yahushua, man, all right, the Israelites. So with that, I'm just going to say all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and shalom to the Akim that are teaching this word. Shalom Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. Shalom.